Hey guys, Spencer and Cal here from Mr. Uncharted Yu-Gi-Oh! And here we have Ritual Beast deck profile, best in its class. This is Tier 1 meta, topping at YCS Chicago. Here we go. First place, let's go.
It wasn't first place, but good. It was top 32, and I play this deck a lot extensively. I know a lot about the deck. I consider myself to be one of the best players on my locals for Ritual Beasts. There are
For
quite a few.
sure.
There was quite a few players on my locals for Ritual Beasts, but
then everybody stopped playing and played Necros because that's obviously a better
it's
deck.
very true. I started playing Necros, but first off, obviously 3 Elder. Then we got 2 Lara and 2 Wimp. Obviously, that's the standard lineup right there. So that out of the way. Then we have the 3 Cannahawk, obviously, because Cannahawk's like Gold Sarkon crack. And yeah. I've made a lot of changes to this deck, and I've done lots of changes with it. I found that 2 Rampengu is the best option, and I know that people like running 3 because they say if you can't get Cannahawk in your first hand, Rampengu is the next best thing when it comes to with Elder plays and shit like that. But I found that with 3, there was points where I started top decking this at really bad situations and stuff. So I decided to cut it down to 2, and it honestly is working a lot better like that. So, yeah. 2 Apelio, I think that should be, everybody should notice that. And then the Pink Dolphin, Petalfin. So that's also pretty standard. I think just the little change is the Rampengu, people run 3 or 2. It's really preference, and I just found that 2 has been really working out really good for me. And then 2 Max C, because Max C is really good, and I need draw power in this deck. And then also I've started to main deck 2 Effect Veiler, because Necros, obviously, and this deck struggles really... I find it struggles a lot with Yosenju's a lot. Just the deck can't keep up. So yeah, I'd like to just negate that stuff. And then I still am main decking 3 MST. People are taking it out down to 2 or 1 now. I still need 3 in this deck because there are so many things that people can side against this deck in general to stop this deck, like Imperial Iron Wall and other shit like that. When they pull that card out on you, you scoop. You lose. So you need an out to it, and MST is going to be the best bet you get. So, and then obviously 2 Dark Hole. I don't really like Raigeki that much, but you know, you can run Raigeki as you want. You can do 1 of each. But Dark Hole will just get rid of all those cards and get out the what do you call it? The Jin Lock or whatever. Yeah, that with Necros. And then obviously 1 Bond, 1 Gold Sark, and 1 D-Fisher. So those are like the 1-ofs right there. And then onto the traps. Obviously, like, no-brainer, 3 Steeds. You know, heart and soul of the deck right there. Makes the deck really, really good. Yeah, no explanation needed there. 3 Mind Crush. This deck does Mind Crush really well because I always find myself having a... always find him having a hand with my searches with Ulti Cannahawk and stuff like that. So 3 Mind Crush is really good. And I like to main deck this is because people think Cliff Forts aren't a thing. Cliff Forts are definitely still a thing. They're really good. I like Cliff Forts a lot. And Mind Crush helps me get rid of Scout because this deck struggles really badly against decks that have big boss monsters and just spam, like Yosenju's, Cliff Forts, and Infernoids. So I've actually, I beat Cliff Forts before. I've never beaten an Infernoid deck at all when I played this deck. I've gone to game 3 and stuff, but I've never won a match against Infernoids with this deck, so yeah, it's kind of strange, but it's just how it is. You can't get over their big guys yet. We need that new support. Ritual Beast Ambush. Lots of diversity and controversial stuff about this card. 3 or 2, it's really, again, preference on this one. I personally run 2 because I hate drawing this in my opening hand. I feel like if I have 3, then I'm going to draw it in my opening hand, and that's no good because then it's just a dead card, and you have to wait until you get your stuff out there, and it just does not help me and benefit me in any way. So I find 2 is good, and I can search it out whenever I want. And then we go on to the 1-ofs of the deck. I play 1 Mirror Force, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 D-Prison, and 1 Macro. I just like a little bit of diversity. I know a lot of people are playing Mirror Force a lot now. If you wanted, you could take out the D-Prison and do 2 Mirror Forces, or you could do 2 D-Prisons. It really is your preference on that. So that's the main deck, and I have a side and extra as well, so we'll go over that. We'll do the extra deck first. So I think it's pretty standard as well. I don't think there's really too many different stuff. 3 Ulti Apelio, obviously. 3 Ulti Canohawk. And then 2 Ulti Petalfin. So that's like the Ritual Beast guys. Yeah. And let's see here. So now we go on to the Xyz. 1 Castel. Castel's the best. Daigusto Emerald. I don't really go into him that often. I may cut him, but I find that he's good late game. You know, when you got your graveyard piling up in certain conditions and stuff like that, where you're in a losing position. And so, yeah, Daigusto Emerald will recycle your stuff, and then you get a draw and everything. So it's nice. Exciton. Probably one of the least cards I go into, because this deck, if I get my hands and stuff, I'm obviously going to have a board and everything, and it's really highly unlikely that I'm going to have less cards than my opponent. But, you know, those are those situations that I'm going to be in a losing position, obviously, and I need an out. So Exciton does that well. Obviously, Cowboy. Lightning Chidori. This card's really good. I don't really know. People have been playing more than one in the deck. I don't really think there needs to be more than one. Yeah, so. Abyss Dweller. I really like Abyss Dweller. It's won me quite a few games. And then lastly, Heartland Draco. I like Heartland Draco a lot because I like going for that poke 2000 to the face. You know, it's won me, I think it won me a game last Saturday on locals. So yeah, it was pretty nice. And then lastly, the side deck. We have...
Let's go through it fast.
Yeah, sure. Taking a long time. 3 Lancia, obviously for Necros and other shenanigans like that. I'll also do it for the mirror match as well. 2 Flying Sea. I may take this out because BA is not really a huge playable thing now. They're still top and stuff, and they're still a good deck. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think I need to really side against it that much anymore. 2 Shared Ride. I wish I had a third one. I don't have a third one, so only 2. Again, with this deck, Ritual Beast, I feel like it's needed. 3 Magic Cylinder. It may sound kind of strange, but it's really good for Infernoids and Cliff-Forts and stuff, because this deck can't get over them. The only chance we have of getting over that stuff is Ritual Beast Steeds, and, you know, like I said, that's not always going to be in your hand, even though you have all that searching stuff. So, you need an out for those big boss monsters that we can't get over. 2 Prohibition. I just like it because it stops lots of problematic cards that I'm having with, so I'll put it in if there's like one card I can't deal with, and it's more likely to be good and stay on the field now because people, again, are not main decking MST anymore. And then I still run 3 Fairy Wind because this deck has a horrible matchup against Cliff-Forts. Like, I'm automatically usually going to always lose against Cliff-Forts, so 3 Fairy Wind is still in there. So yeah, but that's the deck for the Ritual Beast, guys.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys later.